Right. We should now be working. Are we working? Excuse me for eating. Things rather crept up on me at the moment. You are working. Hello. Hello, Smaug. Hello, King Giga. How am I doing? I'm okay. Today has been quite busy getting the new PC sorted out. One thing I would say is that it doesn't appear that Vivaldi likes my new PC. It's giving me a lot of artifacting on the actual YouTube streaming page. I'm not sure what that could be being caused by, so I don't know. But I'm sounding crisp. Excellent. Well, I have learned something today already, that even with the new PC, I am Lima. It's like it's doing it in the the stream menu. I'm not sure what the problem is. I just think it's probably a Vivaldi setting. I probably need to change some things around. But one thing I would say is that even with the new hardware, oh crikey, it's really bad. Even with the new hardware, it is JWE2 doesn't run that much better. Okay, this might have to be something I figure out at a later point. I'll just put up with it for the moment, and I can't say your old system would have done very well with Jurassic World Evolution 3. No. This is supposedly running at 110 FPS. According to what AMD is telling me. But what I'm going to do is, I'm pretty sure somewhere here, can I not turn on Steam Overlay? I'm sure somewhere here I can... performance monitor. Top left. Okay. So it's claiming it's running at 90 frames a second. So somewhere between AMD and Steam, I'm losing about 20 to 30 frames a second. Someone is lying somewhere. Hello, Luna. How are you doing? And hello, Dreadwolf. Okay, this problem with Vivaldi is actually getting worse. It's interfering quite a lot with the Steam chat. So I think I need to sort this. I think I need to sort this out before we get to doing anything. I do apologize. Obviously, this was going to always be a little bit of a test stream. How the ruddy heck do I disable hardware? Oh, something's dying. What is it this time? Oh, the Sinosauropteryx. Option is now available in settings, web pages, and the latest. Not sure. Okay, hang on. Settings, web pages. No, let's not use hardware. Okay. I've turned hardware acceleration off. Hopefully that should sort the problem out so I can look at chat properly. And my old system Lima gave me about 60 on a good day. Let's just put it like that. So, sorry, like I say, I am still eating at the moment. An improvement is an improvement nonetheless, true. Although something else I would say also is it doesn't look like an improvement. I'm now running this at the native resolution of my monitor and running it at a higher graphics spec, and I see no difference, which just tells me that when it comes to modern graphics, the difference between medium and high really isn't that different. So, today we're just going to continue building with this, we might get to dinosaurs, we might not. This stream is more like a sort of a stress test of my new computer. Like, it's kind of like I want to see how it's working, if there's anything I need to sort out problem-wise. The issue with Vivaldi definitely is something I'm going to have to investigate. I did do some homework, however, while I was offline. So you now see I have connected up all of the Jeep stations. So everything is fully connected up all the way around the entirety of the island, which is nice. We have plenty of little cars. And yeah, I did also do the decorative stuff around here, so this is now all complete as well. So, and yeah, I put in the river tour and the route it's going to go with, and sorted out this area up here to figure out what we're going to sort of do with it, really. So I think what I might do today is sort of get started on the general layout down here, because I'm thinking we do want to have some amenities down here. And I was thinking that we can have the amenities along this ridge here, so that we can have plenty of view about what's going on over here. So let's put this. Thinking that one there. Jeeps going through paths seems like a violation of some code somewhere. Well, obviously these paths are actually roads, but I get what you mean. Actually, it doesn't matter where these are going, because I'm going to shift everything around anyway. one thing I would say about the new PC, I utterly hate Windows 11. I absolutely hate it. I hate the fact it looks like an Apple product. So I'm like, why are you trying to make your product look like Apple? I hate it. Doing really simple things on it feels like it's a lot more complicated than it needs to be. And the very first question it asked me when I started up Windows and it did all of its initial installation, the first thing it asks me was, do I want to turn on the advanced AI features? No worries, Lima. I'm not sure, King Gig, what I want to do with those circles. Now, since this is going to be like the parky part of the park, of the map even, I'm thinking for here we'll actually give them a proper color palette. So I'm going to go with something nice and sort of Jurassic. We'll go with the sort of the green and the red. Can make the roof yellow. That's a bit ghastly. Make it white. Decorations we'll put in yellow. And the lights we'll have in orange. Why do PCs have intelligent clankers in them? Like I say, Rob, I honestly don't know if we'll get to putting in dinosaurs here. Like I say, this is more like of a test stream to make sure that the computer is running correctly, that I've installed everything correctly, that I don't have any problems I need to figure out. There is, obviously apart from the Vivaldi issue, which I need to figure out what's causing that, it looks like everything is fine. Okay, let's have the entrance in the middle. Let's do those. We'll turn these off, and we'll do juice. Oh, and we need to do the colors, don't we? Save as default. Keep changes. Okay, so I'm thinking we want to leave a bit of space between these shops, just a little bit. Why is that? Okay, maybe not. Let's just combine those two together. Add 500 compies. No, never. You should know me by now. I will never add compies. There we go. 501 compies. It doesn't matter how many compies you suggest. It will still be a no. Right. I'm thinking we could do, like, try to make, like, a little main street, actually, here. Let's put you there. And if we just put, like, a random, differently sized one. And we'll keep this one as, like, shopping as well. But we'll make this one, like, something specific. Waffle House. I'll just make this an ice cream parlor. Come on, Fletcher, you know what the fans want. Well, if recent news is anything to go by, what the fans want are stolen monsters from Star Wars with shallow characters and a regressive storyline that's mostly recycled from other better films. Just something I've noticed based on certain things I've seen and read. Okay. So yeah, we'll make this a main street, but what we want to do a specific color. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And let's just use the helpful draggy tool to drag this out to where I want it to be, which is about there. Shallow? Don't you mean cardboard cutouts? Well, I don't, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm just going off of what I've heard other people say. And I have seen the word shallow thrown out a lot. Like I say, I don't know whether it's true. I mean, I'll have to watch it to know for sure, but have to cover up that slight untidy edge there. And then what could we do here? Maybe do like a... Because I'm basically thinking that the park part of this particular area will basically kind of end here, and then the rest of this will be park, open to dinosaurs. So that's kind of the space we're looking at here, just this bit. Hello, Henry Ford. Do you think we'll get every movie and show species that is in JWE2 in JWE3 base game? No, I don't. I suspect that the Rebirth animals will be in a Rebirth DLC. And I also suspect, well, not suspect, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Camp Cretaceous animals get cut and return in a larger, wider Chaos Theory DLC, which adds them back in as well as some of the stuff from Chaos Theory. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, maybe this should be this stuff again. Okay, let's go up one. I said up one. Up one. Across. Nice. If you watch it for the cute Titanosaurs. That awesome river scene, and the D-Rex is a Timu rancor that kind of acts like a monster till it suddenly doesn't. I don't know. I suspect that this movie is going to confirm for me what Best in Slot said about Dominion, that the Jurassic World movies are just not movies aimed for people who watch films of a particular type. And, you know, if that's what the situation is now with Jurassic films, it's sad, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that it's inherently negative for the films to be made for a different group of people. It is what it is. I'm not going to gatekeep it and be like, Jesus Christ. So, just a quick question. Can you see the little frames per second counter that Steam highlights in the top left corner? Barely. Okay, well, at the moment, it's sitting at about between 90 and 100 frames a second right now, okay? If I click onto the Paths menu and start making path, it drops it down to 60. How awful is that? I think Maiasaura will be in JW. Oh, well, I expect Maiasaura would. I don't think Maiasaura is going to be cut. Like, now that we have baby dinosaurs, I think that more or less confirms Maiasaura will be in the base game. Okay. And then I'm thinking this path here, just have it connect up to this. Because the terrain down here is not flat. What we will do is kind of do a slight back scene area, but what we'll do is we use fencing to kind of hide it. We'll go with the old Roman fortification fence. Nice. I'm not convinced it is an Argentinosaurus. If you're referring to the picture that Evo has been talking about, I think it's actually a Memenchi. It's just the angling that makes it look a bit bizarre. It could also be the Frontier Dread. I don't think it's automatically an Argentinosaurus. Sorry, folks, bear with me. I was just moving my plate out of the way, and now I can focus solely on the game now that I've eaten dinner. Oh, hello, Evo. Oh no, I've been caught. It's not a sauropod we've already had or seen, trust. Okay. I mean, Argentinosaurus is one of those animals that I think we should expect to have come to the game. Like, it's sort of like the, oh, here it is at last sort of thing. So if it is, it is. Although I'll be honest, I don't really care. Part of that might be my, British distaste for the Argentinians, but joke. But yeah, Argentinosaurus, I just kind of look at it this way. We've got Brachiosaurus, Memenchisaurus, Dreadnoughtus, Alamosaurus. I'm sure I'm forgetting one of them. Am I forgetting one of them? Dread, Brachy, Alamo, Memenchi. There is only 4 big sauropods of that type, right? Oh, Kamara is kind of mid-sized. Dippy and Argentinos and Apatosaurus are low browsers, so they don't have. But what the point I was getting at is we've already have 4 high browsing sauropod types. I don't really think having Argentinosaurus is really that much of a thing to be impressed with. And this kind of leads back to what I've said about the animals that are going to be cut. Like, I really am concerned they're gonna cut genuinely interesting or unique species for species that may not necessarily be as unique or interesting. Like, it would really suck to lose Alamosaurus, in my opinion. Because I think Alamo is the best big sauropod. I think it's easily better than Dreadnoughtus. I actually think the Dreadnoughtus looks really rubbish in either guise. I don't like the Jurassic World Dominion one, and I equally don't like the Frontier version. I think they're both as bad as each other. Maybe we should do like a viewing dome somewhere in this our wild open enclosure area. I'm thinking we could just have like a dome somewhere. Maybe we could put like one on this little ridge, or because this ridge line is going to be a lot higher. Maybe we could have a dome in here. So what do we do with this block in the middle? So I'm thinking fence will have to go down and then around about there. Maybe if we use the lower heighted fence. That's okay, but it's not particularly safe. That's slanted the wrong way. But we could do the old slanty fence. Depends what animals we want to have in this tour. And I think we're going to want animals with slanty fence capabilities, so we'll go with slanty fence. Do you think they will bring back all of the cut species eventually? No. I don't think they will. I think some animals we are going to lose permanently. I personally do not think we're going to get any animals for free. I just don't. I think it would be smart of them to give us some for free. Unfortunately, I don't think they will. I think the company is in too dire straits for them to give away freebies. And I mean, they wouldn't even give us anything from Dominion for free at all. I just don't see them giving us new species for free. I mean, we didn't get the hybrids again for free. We had to buy them all again. I just don't think Frontier is... I fear that Frontier is becoming like every other game company at the moment, and they're just sort of hitting every other level of the bullshit tree on the way down. That's not necessarily a criticism, it's more of an observation. They're doing a lot of free stuff in Planet Coaster 2. Yes, but I think in Planet Coaster 2's case, I think it's because they had such a disastrous launch. I think in Planet Coaster 2's case, they have to perhaps give away some things for free because they know how ticked off the entire community is. I mean, it's possible that if they do something that ticks off the entire community, like getting rid of Utah Raptor, potentially, or making us pay for hybrids again, maybe they'll start giving us something for free. I think the problem with the Jurassic World Evolution 2 community is there's an awful lot of people who don't care about the various problems that gaming has as an industry at the moment. So as a result, there are more than enough people that were willing to pay for stuff which really should have been free. The AI thing is really bizarre. I find that whole aspect a really weird sort of thing that occurred. It's like the fact they went back on it so fast indicates that it can't have been that difficult to go back on it. So why did they even do it in the first place? It feels like Frontier sort of shot themselves in the foot a little bit and had made a really stupid mistake right at the very beginning. And I'm not sure why they would do that. They gave us a butterfly in Planet Zoo for a free update, so that should tell you something. Yes, Henry Ford, it tells me that they're willing to provide exceedingly easy, cheap things for free. Let's be fair, there is a difference between free content and good free content. And I suspect that if everyone had gotten, say, Yay Holopterus for free, we all would have gone, well, it's perfectly nice to have Yay Holopterus, but it's tiny, it's it's worthless, blah, 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 blah. I don't think people would have been happy to get Yay Holopterus for free. I would have. I love Yay Holopterus. I think it's a wonderful species. But I think the general consensus would have been if Yay Holopterus had been given to us for free, people would think it was not not worthwhile. Especially considering, having to pay for the hybrids again, having to pay for Huangosaurus again. And I mean, talking of having to pay for things again, I mean, I called it, didn't I? I said to you months and months ago that I reckon, having seen what they did with the deluxe edition for walking with for Jurassic World Evolution 2, I reckon we'll get more returning species being locked behind the deluxe edition paywall. And we got two. Thanatos Draken and oh no, just Thanatos Draken, right? Hang on. Someone may have to remind me about what the it's Protoceratops, Granlong, Thanatos Draken, and the Concavenator. Thank you. The last one was just like, huh? Yes, the Concavenator. Lekink. Which, honestly, I've never been that enthused with as a dinosaur. But, each to their own. I'm trying to think about what to do with this actual gap here. I'm tempted to try to make it into like a big pond. Like, sink this area in the middle down a bit and make like a pond here. Where is Das Placeable Waters? Yeah. So we would need like 1, 2. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's place this one like here. And let's place this one there. Okay. What dinosaurs are in the park? Asks Jessica. Let me quickly show you. It's not really a park. This is more of a Jurassic World Dominion sort of thing going on. But over here we have the wonderful modded Yamanosaurus, which is one of my favorite species mods of for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Lovely little osteodermed sauropod. We have this little farming-esque sort of place. So we've got Corythoraptors in here. We have Lystrosaurus in here. We have Sinosauropteryx in here. We have Proceratosaurus in here. Relative of Guanlong, by the way. Homalocephali. Huangosaurus, my beloved Huango. If Huango does not come back in Jurassic World Evolution 3, I will protest outside Frontier's headquarters. I mean it, right? I will legitimately do it. If it's not in Jurassic World Evolution 3, I will paint a placard. I will go to their offices in Cambridge, because it's literally 20 minutes up the road, and I will protest outside. I promise you, I will genuinely do it. I'll provide photographic evidence and everything. I'll be back in time for dinner, yes. And Anthracosaurus is in here as well. Hello, White Shazam. And then over in the other wild area, we have the wonderful fuzzy Antarctopelta. I do love these guys. Just a fuzzy sauropod. I just absolutely love it. It's so adorable. We have some Taurosaurus in here, which again I believe may disappear now that we have Lokiceratops. I believe Toro is going to be cut. We have some Struthiomimus in here, and somewhere flying around, there's one. We have some Tropiognathus in here as well. So they're all sort of wild over this area of the park. And then down over here, where the spa is, we have some... Where are they all? They're still loving the spa area. I'm seriously, like, these guys, ever since I put down all of the steam, these guys are just here for the steam. I mean, they might also probably be here for the ginkgos. But there's plenty of ginkgos elsewhere here, and they just won't go for it. But yeah, we got some Alamosaurus here. We have two varied males. So one with a yellow crest, one with a green crest, just for some, who gets the most mates. And some females. And like I say, we got some Olorotitan in here as well. We have a pack of Baryonyx in here. Looks so much better than the base game version. And I think we have... I thought we had something else in here. We got some Kentrosaurus, and again, they're all like massively wedged up in here. I don't know why. I think I might have to remove all the placed vegetation and try again, because I do want them kind of coming over here. um, and then in the upper section of this waterfall area, we have some Camarasaurus. We have a Stonehenge full of Yehalopterus. There's one. So this is Yehalopterus henge. We have some of Evo's beloved Stegosaurus. And some Dryosaurus in here as well. Oh, and then, of course, we have our big boy, Saurophaganax, who is on the thumbnail for today. And yeah, that's everything living in the park currently. Well, living on the island currently. Okay, so I'm just going to roughly put this all in. Then we're going to get the leveling brush. Carefully re-level everything. Lovely. Jubbly. And then all we need to do is change the height of the water. So I'm not going to move it, I'm just going to drop it down. Where the devil is the other water? What the deuce? It's fudging. Hang on a minute. We can figure it out. We can figure it out. Where's the water? Okay. So if that's there, the thing for moving the direction is there. Of course you would. Oh, Jurassic World Evolution 2. I cannot look forward enough to the day where you disappear off of everyone's Steams because you will be completely superfluous the moment Jurassic World Evolution 2 comes out. 3 comes out, sorry. Oh, that's... I've dropped it too low. Now I can't bloody find it again. It's there. Okay. Oh, God damn. This is the tricky bit with this placeable water. Now I can't flip and find it again. It's there. Getting it to line up correctly is... Okay, hang on a minute. I'm doing this the wrong way around. I'm doing this the hardest way possible. There is an easier way. I just need an area of flat ground. Okay, so it was like that, and then kind of like that. Is that at the same height? No. Give me some flat ground, please, game. This water is like the one mod that I found to be the most difficult to use. Just because it's like just trying to get it to do what you want it to do. Advanced move. That one and that one. Freeform. Where's the other one? Okay, so it's roughly, it's just above, it's just there. Okay. Advanced move. Click. Shift. Click. Ah, I got them both. Right. And let's just twist it slightly. There we go. That's the easy way of doing it. 3 seems like an actual sequel, while 2 looks like more of an expansion. It's I agree with you. There are still some people I have seen saying that Jurassic World Evolution 3 doesn't look enough of an improvement, and that they think that it should have been what? That was nowhere near the... Hang on. That was nowhere... Was nowhere near that piece of path. That was nowhere near that piece of path. We'll just have to do it again. Right. One like that. One like that. Advanced move. There we go. Twisty. Good. Right. Between the terrain tools, modular building, and dinosaur breeding, it's got a lot more features than I was expecting. It does, but those features are not ones I'm particularly interested in, honestly. I really don't care about the babies. I know. they're much of a nothingness for me. I'm more interested in what they're going to do for the management side of the game. I'm more interested to see what they're going to do with the scientist system. I'm more interested to see what they're going to do with all of those extra bits that you know, a certain, shall we say, select group of the Jurassic World Evolution fan base, you know, likes to forget. The whole, you know, these are management games. And at the end of the day, the management systems have to be there. Cute, fluffy dinosaurs make for good, you know, take this how I mean it. They make for good, like, easy, like, video game porn, as it were. I know that's a really weird phrase of putting it, but it's like, you know, it's a very easy. It's like seeing a bunch of, like, a trailer full of, like, flashy effects. It's great to like CGI porn, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really demonstrate that much. Like baby dinosaurs, yeah, it's wonderful, like easy money basically, because they know the people will buy the game, pre-order the game just for baby dinosaurs. But for me, they need to demonstrate more than just that. So I'm also not really convinced that baby dinosaurs are going to alter that much, because if you boil down the addition of baby dinosaurs to a incredibly basic level, baby dinosaurs are literally just no different to new species. It's just another animal. You just go through a different process to make them. Now, yes, we could probably sell them for easy money, and yes, they're going to have that genetics system. So they'll, you know, they'll have traits, you can breed traits into them, blah, blah, blah. But beyond that, it's just like having another species. I'm also a little concerned that animation, you know, the animation department, because I don't want all of these animals to use the exact same animation over and over again. And I am a little worried that by having baby dinosaurs, we're just going to have animations copy and pasted over from one to another, which I don't want to have again. Although, one thing I would say, at least in the case of the Loki Ceratops, is I was pleasantly surprised to see that the baby Loki Ceratops is a genuine, unique model. I was very surprised. I mean, it is basically just a baby Triceratops with a slightly different frill, but it is a unique model, which really surprised me. So, you know, I live in hope that perhaps Frontier will put the work in. I'm not sure the franchise could have another side grade. I should say I don't mind copy paste animations because I think that's a perfectly reasonable way of designing a video game. My problem is that every single animal had one. If you're going to copy and paste the animations, why don't you give us all of the possible dinosaur animations for each species, you know? Why don't you... That's the wrong way around. Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of every single ceratopsian having the same frill bashing animation. And that's it for a social. Like, why can we not have the Nasutoceratops animation for every one of them as well? Because it's not that different. If I turn this upside down, what does it do? I kind of was thinking about how I want that to look, but that's fine. I'll tell you something I do want them to do, and that is, for God's sake, can we have some more unique feeding options for the carnivores? If all they have is goats and meat feeders again, I will be extremely disappointed. Like, come on, guys. It doesn't even make sense for some of them. Cow crane, cows, deer, pigs, moose, etc. Well, I mean, just something as simple as a chicken, a goat, and a cow feeder would at least offer us some variation. It doesn't have to be excessive. It just has to be a bit more than nothing. And I think that is my biggest annoyance. It's like that got to do more than nothing. Or maybe I'm just, you know, old-fashioned and too harsh and all the other things I've been claimed to be. Okay. that's good. I'm happy with that. Layer some rocks at the end of this. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. And then just for some texture down in here. I hope Prehistoric Kingdom is going to fix their the rocks not showing up underwater thing soon, because it's like one of my biggest bugbears with it at the moment. It really annoys me that rocks don't show up correctly underwater, because it makes the game look really ugly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. By the way, this is a good time to remind you folks to like the stream if you have not already liked the stream, and to join the Discord if you haven't already joined the Discord. Join the Blue Sky if you're on Blue Sky. You can find us at Tricore Gaming on Blue Sky. There should be a Discord link in the description. Right. Yeah, Berenton, if there are spoiler messages, do go ahead and remove them. That's fine. Let's do like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm someone who doesn't mind placing kelp in non-kelpy places. Just because you do get in ponds and rivers really, tall weed occasionally. And I mean, it's better than them being nothing in here, so I'm more than happy to use it. Plus, it does give you fish as well, so it just adds some movement. That is something that I think the next game really needs to get sort of fixed, is we do need some movement with our decorations. Too many of the decorations are static. We need movement around the park. Like, even if you just look at this, look how utterly dead it feels. Because it's just lifeless. That nothing moves. We don't have any animatronics or anything like that we can put down to give a bit of movement to the park. We're solely reliant on the guests, and we know what the guests are like. The guests are fucking useless. Excuse my French. Robert, I'm pretty sure the stone arch we saw is constructed modularly. I don't think it's a placeable arch. There are, well, there are two or three rocks in the arch which are identical to one another. Now, it could be that they've created the arch from identical rocks. But I suspect it's a modular construction. If we just sink that down a bit. It'd be nice to have more fish. They're not... This one adds fish. Okay. I think we should be able to put down some salmon in here with the invisible piscivore feeder. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's better than there being nothing moving around in there. Is there even game audio? Thank you, Berenzen. Thank you for... Thank you for finally noticing that there was no game audio. I completely forgot to demute the desktop after playing the intro video. Guys, no one realized there was no game sound for an hour and 17 minutes. You gotta tell me when I forget this shit. Okay, I think we need some lily pads and stuffs. No. My style is never muted or gameplay audio. So if I'm doing a stream and there's no gameplay audio, please tell me. Yeah, I wonder if this might go better around this area. Oh, let me grab this one. This end, I think we'll just put some pond weed down. Gotta love some pond weed. Dangerous stuff though, pond weed. Oh, the Z fighting here. The Z fighting. Okay. Actually, that kind of has a better effect, I think. I swear last stream there was no audio. Are you kidding me? That last stream I had the whole thing muted the whole time and no one pointed it out. I'm not angry with you guys. I'm just disappointed. Bet if it was the Evo stream, you would tell her. This is favoritism. I'm joking, obviously. Okay, Dad. It's people. It's people know I need help. We all need help these days. Can't believe it took me seeing Evo doing this thing with her lily pads for me to realize, oh my god, that's such a better way of doing it. How did I not think about that? Or how did I not figure that out sooner? Long gone are the days where I could point out to Evo that she had built her dam the wrong way round. And feel smart. That was one of her very early streams as well. I remember that. Pointed out, having to point out she's built her dam in the weakest possible way. Vague memories are resurfacing, must push them back down. No, we all know the truth. She built her dam badly, deliberately, so that it would crumble and drown the guests. The glory of the dinosaur god. The god emperor. Sorry. Wrong franchise. Algae is typically seen as an unhealthy sign, especially in a commercial setting. True, it is typically seen as a bad sign to have algae growth. But some algae growth is not necessarily that bad. You know, it's a matter of degrees. Too much algae is definitely bad, but some algae is good for providing, you know, cover for fish, providing places for insects, etc., providing more food. I also think it helps it look a bit more natural if it's not perfect. Like that is one thing. After many years of watching various people make their parks and everything else, one of the biggest problems is that people's parks look too perfect. And when they look too perfect, they look too fake. If you want your parks to look better, I think one of the easiest ways of doing it is to not make it perfect. Make things that are wrong or might not necessarily be the best way that it can possibly be done. Add a little bit of mistake into the park, which is easier said than done, especially if you know, are kind of OCD about your park building, like people like me and Evo definitely can be. But I think it's a real good way of helping making your parks look better is to add some mistakes. Add a little bit of mistake is what I've been doing in real life. Oh, yeah. Is what we've all been doing in our D&D game. Actually, last time we played D&D, we almost blew up the entirety of the school. Accidentally, of course, but we almost blew up the entirety of the school. We could have blown up the school. What? Not a real school. The D&D, you know, the school we're at in D&D. But yeah, we almost, well, we could have accidentally blown it up. Look, it was just a blue crystal and a pinkish purple crystal. We had no idea what the crystal colors did, and the only way to find out was to, you know, abracadabra it. And, well, the blue ones were fine, but the pink ones definitely were not fine. And in the middle of this cave is a simply giant, like 200-foot tall giant pink one. And yeah, I suspect that had that one been hit, then things would have gone kablooey. And it could have, you know, destroyed the mountain and taken the school out. You didn't think I was talking about a real school, did you? Lord, no. I'm way past the age where it's appropriate to set fire to schools. Although that does remind me of an interesting tale that one of the teachers told me about at one of my training schools. For my teacher training. And that was that apparently just a couple of years before I was there doing my teacher training, one of the children had broken into the school over the summer holidays and smashed every single window in the building. Should tell you something about the quality of the school I was training at. Why, Marconian? I don't know. Because they wanted to be little shit, I suppose. But yeah, he went and broke all the windows in the school. Reminds me of a time a fire nearly spread to a school where I lived. Oh, damn. Actually, though, to you know, it's not all bad. So, one of the teachers I had for my advanced level chemistry, Dr. Colvin, and he was basically a doppelganger for the late great Sean Connery. He looked like him. He had the exact same accent, the exact same mannerisms. It was creepy, but awfully fun. This pond is looking pretty good. I think all it needs is a couple of dinosaur statues, actually. Are you sure it wasn't Connery? Yeah. Mm. That's because I haven't even started doing work on the river. Like King Gig, like I said, this whole park is not supposed to be finished until Jurassic World Evolution 3 comes out. I didn't expect to have to do it. Like, and I didn't think we would get to dinosaurs in this stream. We might. I mean, where are we? We've got about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go. A Barry. Someone suggested putting a baryonyx statue in here. Or Utahraptors. And I think baryonyx suits the watery sort of feel we're going for. Although I would say Nothosaurus probably suits it the most. But we do have baryonyx in the park. So let's have a couple of berries. Where should we put the first one? Let's put the first one on here. That. And we'll put the second one. I wish I could kind of have it like swing. Let's see what we can do. So if we okay, no, I want the head to be sticking up, but also some of the that tail is going to be. The position, you see, of the statues. I wish he had given us a few of the dinosaurs. I wish he had put in a slightly different position. That is not going to look. What if we try and sort of hide him? Yeah, I don't dislike that. That kind of works. Can I just twist him slightly? Twist. It's not. I don't dislike that. Maybe we could have a couple of pterosaurs. Ponzi-Rux. Or what about the Nothos? Where are the Nothos? I just wanna grab that. Oh, of course. It was a schoolboy error. It's there you go. Yeah. I'm reasonably happy with that. Probably need some more vegetation in there, but that's fine. I suppose we should try and get some... Actually, we don't really have time. Okay, what we can do, what we can do in preparation for next stream. So, I'm just gonna. So I think we'll have a kind of. If we're gonna want this to be completely open, we're gonna have to have just herbivores in here. But I'm thinking this patch near the waterfall, I want to just do as like a invisible habitat for a carnivore of some description. So this will just be the carnivore habitat. And then the rest of it will be open to wild species. So what we'll do is we will pop quickly into the species viewer. I did just say that, right? Yep. We'll pop into species viewer and we'll have a look and see what carnivore we might want to put in there. Okay, so I want to pick something I obviously haven't used in a while or is new to the book. I don't think, given that we are going to have people going through in boats, I don't think it makes sense for the animal to be like super big and dangerous. Eo Carcaria I used in the last part. Maybe Metri. I haven't used Metri in ages. And I low-key think Metri is like some of the best skins in the game. So maybe Metri. So that means no Utahraptor in the park. Well, we could do Utahraptor. You know, it's obviously beautiful enough to. Good night, King Giga. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, Metriacanthosaurus perhaps, or the Utahs, or I don't know. Qianzhao I have not used in any build. I haven't used this guy at all. Too many other better animals in my opinion. So yeah, maybe we should go for something slightly smaller, like Monolophosaurus, I low-key think is like one of the most beautiful animals in the game, and people barely ever use them. And yet it has such lovely skins. So yeah, we'll have to think about what animals we want to put in there, and obviously also then what herbivores we want to put in there, because obviously we've got a lot to choose from herbivore-wise. Although I think I want to have no more sauropods, so we want to kind of have some hadrosaurs in there, some stegosaurs, maybe some ceratopsians of some description in there. No more sauropods. Oh, maybe ankylosaurs, actually. I don't think we have... We don't have a single ankylosaurid in the park. So, Polycanthus, perhaps, since it is, you know, British. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what to do there. Right, well... Everyone, thank you for tuning in with me tonight. I know the stream was a little disjointed because of obviously new PC and having to make sure everything is working correctly. I know that we missed out on a Wednesday stream and a Friday stream. We were just all in kind of dire need of a break, basically. So, yeah, I apologize for that, but we just needed time. But yeah, Wednesday Fallout will be back, and I'll be back on Friday, and there is a video ready to go for next week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't done already. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel, just to help us keep growing. We're almost towards 3,300 subs, so we'll see how we can grow before the end of the year. But yeah. Okay, everyone. Well, wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your Sunday nights. Stay safe, and good night.